Doing it like this since copyright's a bitch, let's talk about Batman Mask of the Phantasm. So it's another day in Gotham, some thugs trying to launder money through their own casino, and Batman busts through the window trying to stop them. No classic animated series Batman, mostly black and blue outline and the whole yellow symbol in the middle, which I'm not really fucking with, but it's still cool. Now one of the main dudes, he gets away to the parking garage, but before he gets to his car, he runs into something scarier than Batman in this moment, because he tried shooting that bitch and bullets did not work. This man was looking into the eyes of the Phantasm. Now I know I look like the Grim Reaper to you, and that's because I am. Now come here, bitch, and let me take your life calmly. That's right, time to, what the fuck? Oh, I thought someone was coming down here. I know he ain't trying to run. Oh shit! Yeah, go in that car, see what happens. Start, motherfucker, come on! You really thought that shit was gonna work. Now come on, just let me take your life. I'm out! Shit, damn. Now, you'd think he'd get the fuck out of there, but you know dumb criminals do dumb shit, and he decides to bust that big-ass UE and then run this motherfucker over. Time to die, motherfucker. Deuces. What? Now, you'd think he'd hit the brakes, but no, he don't, and he ends up doing some Fast 7 shit and going from that parking garage into the side of a building, but unfortunately, this ain't Fast 7, and his ass died on impact. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am the... What the fuck happened here? And of course, people saw Batman at the scene of the crime and thought, you know what, he did this shit. Bro, Batman ain't got no super strength. What the fuck he doing with a car at the side of a building? He analyzes the crime scene, finds some residue while also seeing the real perpetrator running. But unfortunately, their ass got away in a puff of smoke. Someone really trying to steal my swag. Now, of course, you got this weird-ass hairline-ass councilman with the smoothest hair I've ever seen. And everybody else talking shit except for Gordon right here, MVP, because they still think it's Batman that did this shit. These people are tripping, good sir. And this is why we say, fuck the police. Damn right, Alfred. Now, speaking of that councilman, his name is Arthur, and apparently he's expecting some fine-ass company. Apparently that company also knows Bruce. Now, we fast forward to a party, and Bruce, of course, got all the hoes. I know his animation's dated as fuck, but what the fuck's going on with her eyes? Of course, at some point, he does have a bitter ex that comes through and basically tells the scoop while throwing a drink on his ass. But they didn't even care. They were still fiending. You need to get yourself some real women, not the freaking bras right here. These are hoes. They ain't for relationships. Now, you remember that hoe Andrea? Now, she was fine as hell, man. I can't believe you let that hoe go. You know, she don't want to be saved, don't save her. That's on you, fam. Get the fuck out of my face. Now, in the meantime, you got big boy here, Mr. Bronski, out here trying to pay respects to a dearly departed person that died, or the dude that died earlier in that car, Chucky Soul. That boy. Who the fuck said that? Nah, shit. Wrong way, fuck boy. Now listen, I told your homie the same thing. I'm here to take your life. Now just be calm about it, and I know his big ass is not attempting to run. You're not gonna make it, fam. Your cholesterol's too high. Now, eventually, he finds a pickaxe and tries to fight the motherfucker off. But Phantasm don't give a fuck. He tries to swing that bitch at him. Phantasm cut the top of that bitch off. Now, my question is, how did they disappear mid-swing? Fuck. Oh, yeah, you wondering how I did that? How about you throw that shit at me? Just watch this. Cool, right? Now, Bronski runs until he falls his ass into an open grave. Sees an angel ready to collect that soul when he's done. Phantasm didn't even have to look this motherfucker in the eye. He just dropped that statue on his ass in the grave. Now, this old man is peeping the news, and he finds out that these two motherfuckers are dead, and he was actually cool with them. But he also thinks the Batman did it. Now, this motherfucker having a legit panic attack. For two, fam, he's doing this shit. You know damn well Batman don't kill. If he ain't killed the Joker, he definitely ain't killed these motherfuckers. Shit, he ain't lying. Look, if you want him, you go after him. My ass is good. They set the bat signal out to trap him, but unfortunately for them, he's not dumb. He knows for a fact that they're trying to trap his ass. So he goes to the scene of the crime, looks at the pickaxe, and finds some more of that residue from the glass. But of course, Batman being Batman, he stops at the Wayne grave. But then he hears some shit and sees a familiar fine ass face. It's none other than his ex Andrea. And of course, if you are in the know when it comes to Bruce Wayne, then the Batman secret identity is the worst fucking kept secret. Now you may be wondering who Andrea is and why she's on a date with fuckboy councilman. Well, let me educate you. But before I tell the backstory, let me just show you Batman stalking her ass. Now, you later find out he's doing this for justified reasons, but all they gotta do is look out the window and see his ass. So I'm pretty sure we know the tale as old as Batman himself, his origin story. You know, parents died in the alleyway, decided he wanted to make the city better, and just went off to some places, studied from Tibetan monks and all kinds of shit, came back to try and fight crime. Well, after coming back to Gotham, and at one point, as he does so often, he paid respects to his family's grave. But he ended up pulling up on some fine shit that seemed to be talking to herself. Turns out she was talking to the grave of her mother. And of course, through dead parent trauma bonding, they struck up a conversation. And she introduces herself as Andrea Beaumont. That night or some night after, he decides to try his hand at fighting crime in Gotham City. Well, he was doing it on amateur hour, and as much as he had all them flips and kicks and shit, this motherfucker was doing this shit in a regular ass fit or a shiesty. He still had a utility belt with shurikens and shit, but he just looked like a random ass motherfucker. He didn't look like an actual threat, which is why when these motherfuckers fought him, his presence didn't do nothing. Now, eventually he does stop the crime, but not without a lot of shit going left. Good sir, why were you bumming in these streets with a shiesty and a fit on that looked like you could have been one of their bosses? It's the first time for everything. I just wanted to get out on these streets immediately, but of course they didn't fucking fear my ass. I gotta get a theme together. Well, for better fits, you got tailors. Oh shit, fine shit coming through.
So this is what you do in your spare time. What the fuck happened to you? You know, if you're gonna be a karate man, you're not supposed to get whooped in these streets.
I didn't get whooped. Those guys ended up worse.
Oh really? Would you like to try those moves on me?
I don't hit women.
So you let bitches beat you up? Look, I can put you down, you know.
Listen, this is jujitsu. This is hard to master. Oh, what the fuck? Damn.
Nice try, handsome. Next time, land on your feet.
Oh, you being catty now. Pah, bitch. Think you top shit, uh-huh?
I think this is looking a little familiar, don't you?
Well, I'm about to get some tonight. Good sir, I bring refreshments for you and your hunk. Out here doing missionary on the front lawn again. It's always with the redheads. Fast forward some time, they're actually going on dates and shit, even to amusement parks. But this one's simulating a futuristic society. There's even a house in the bitch with full-on animatronics. Now they're about to leave, but Andrea tells Bruce that her dad's been looking to meet his ass. While he's okay stuttering, he still says at the end of the day, well shit, I'll be happy to meet his ass. She goes to call him right away. Bruce goes over to Alfred like, why the hell you let me say yes to that shit? I don't do that shit. Seems that she's a housewife and not a whore, Master Bruce. Now Mr. Beaumont is actually fucking with Bruce, but unfortunately their meeting gets interrupted by some gang shit. More accurately, you know, mob gangster shit. Now he did find them shady, but now he's distracted once again by a mugging that is happening right in front of them. Now, of course, Bruce tries to stop this shit, and Andrea tries to stop him, but that shit don't work. And Bruce actually hits some shit out here. Hell, even hits an Akira pose right here. But unfortunately, being concerned for Andrea, he let his guard open, and this man breaks a bat off of his ass. Now, Andrea's focused on him being okay, but Bruce mad that they got away. And now we get to a point where Bruce is actually questioning his own mission. See, I love this type of conflict when it comes to Batman because it actually harbors on his happiness when it comes to being Batman. Because he can't just put himself at risk knowing there's people that are going to miss him and everything that are important to him. Long story short, he gets an actual significant other. Batman don't work. He even goes to his parents' grave to undo the vow that he put on himself to improve Gotham as best as he can in the violent way that he wanted to. And in this moment of fragility when it comes to his mind, and Andrea is the one to calm his ass down and comfort him. And because of some shit like that, Bruce actually decides to ask Andrea to marry him. Not gonna lie, it's in a bit of a sloppy way, but she is happy nonetheless and says yes immediately. But of course, this touching moment gets interrupted immediately by bats coming out of nowhere as if his future identity is out here cock blocking him. Now he takes her home so they can explain the situation to her dad, but unfortunately he's having a meeting with the gangster motherfuckers. So they decide to hold that shit off till tomorrow since he's busy. Now we all know who this motherfucker is. Well, we'll play on that later. In the meantime, that bat shit helped him discover where he's going to have the bat cave eventually. Unfortunately, this is also when he got the terrible news that Andrea essentially broke up with his ass. She gave every excuse in the book why they shouldn't be married while also telling him to forget about her. Now this shoved him heavy into the Batman identity, and we finally get to see him put that cowl on and Alfred be completely terrified at the result. Sir, I believe I just shit a proper brick. In the present, Batman is discovering that the people that both died by the same person are both connected. Now the old man from earlier met up with Councilman Arthur to talk about the situation, and he basically says what he's going to do. Because he believes that Batman's after him, and he believes there's only one motherfucker that is able to possibly stop him. Someone so twisted and so vile and also a mechanical genius, surprisingly. And that would be none other than the fucking Joker. Who in this moment is actually living in the amusement park that Bruce took Andrea to on their first date. Completely abandoned, but with everything still semi-functioning. Because apparently he knew his ass back in the day. Now what can I do for you, old friend? Look, Batman's gone crazy. He been out here killing people and he's definitely gonna get me. Yeah, I've heard about that bullshit. I don't really think it's him. It doesn't really make sense for his whole motif. Come on, if it's all black, looks like a bat, Affleck, motherfucker. Look, I got you $5 million right now and whatever the fuck you want afterwards. If you don't take care of this, what makes you think he's not gonna come after your ass? All right, you Alzheimer brain motherfucker, I'll take care of your little pest control problem. The person that's killing you will be dead tomorrow. First, you gotta do something for me. Hear one of my jokes. All right, I'm gonna say this for part 2.